I think he's still feeling his way through it. Right now, just the conversations we've had, obviously, but, he still has to feel his way through it and start to see where he's being successful, where it's effective for him, what he has to do to help us win games. He has to play defense. He has to be tough, not just make shots. He's got to make shots for us. But when he comes into games, he's got to come in with an intensity and a hustle, really to generate things, generate some energy. That's the role I want him to have, and that's the way he's going to be successful, and that's the way we're going to be successful. If he's just coming in to shoot, that's not good. He's got to have the other aspect of it, and he's certainly willing to work in doing that. I don't know if that's been part of his game before, but we need that to be part of his game now.
Do you feel like he's done a good job of that so far?
I think he's trying extremely hard. He's working, absolutely. Trevor wants to do well. He wants to do well, and he's showing that in practice. And I really only have to say something to him one time, just as a reminder, and he picks it up pretty good. So he's gonna get there, But this is a guy again who hasn't played for a long time, and his role is probably different in terms of what we need than it was when he was in high school or wherever. It's probably a little different now. So the one area he knows he can shoot the basketball, and we want him to do that. And now the other areas we want him to get on that defensive end and give us that energy, get loose balls and get on the floor and all those little things.
How much you know about Boston College and what the situation they're in right now?
I know that they're going to come in and they're going to run that their offense. They're going to run that flex. They do a great job of it. They're going to set screens, hard screens. They're going to keep that thing tight. They're going to pound you. I think they try to funnel you sometimes defensively into their perimeter, to their shot blockers in there. But we just know they're going to come in and execute their stuff. They're going to be very aggressive with it, and we have to be ready for that.
Yeah, could you talk just about how you are at this stage of the season trying to maximize the potential and get the most out of the team and the areas where you can maximize it and understand your limitations that you're playing with the hand you're dealt with?
The main thing that I talk about and we talk about as a staff to our players is that we have to sort of deal with the present, and that's the mindset that I want them to have. As coaches, obviously, we're looking at the big picture, and we're looking at everything in terms of, can we give a guy a blow here, and where can we get it, and do we use more timeouts and things of that nature? Do we slow it down some? But from a player standpoint, I don't ever want our players to worry about the next thing. I want them to live in the present. We want them to go out and play as hard as they can for that moment and not worry about down late on in the ball game. Let us worry about it, because when you start doing that, you start to relax and you give up something. And that one time where you're trying to either save a foul or you're trying to rest somewhere, that one play could ignite some kind of a run for the other team. And so we don't want to do that. We obviously we want to get the most out of our guys, but we don't ever want to relax and not play hard every single second out on the floor. And that's what we tell them. Let us as coaches worry about trying to get you a blow. And obviously it's a little difficult right now, but we just don't ever want them to relax. And if you have to relax, certainly don't relax on the defensive end. We can always slow it down a little bit offensively and just try to go to execute our stuff.
Thank you.
Sidney, maybe just overall about the ACC. I don't know how much you've seen of other teams yet, but if you might have any feel for what you anticipate or what you expect, possibly.
I expect very physical play from most of our teams in the ACC. I expect some pounding inside and but more than anything, physical play. Obviously, there's some very good guards in our conference, so there's going to be very tough matchups, and we just know it's going to be a battle every single night, whether we're playing at home or away. And you've heard me say this before. I try not to get too caught up into other teams, other than what they run and what they do and what they're trying to get accomplished, and then I try to focus more on our team in terms of what we want to do and what we have to do to be effective. I don't like going in and talking about teams. I don't care where they're ranked or whatever. I don't like going in and talking to teams like they're invincible. That's just not my style. I like to talk about us and what we want to do. I think our guys are totally aware of how tough it's going to be, so I don't have to jack that up anymore. It's more, let's pay attention to what we're doing, and that's the one thing we can control. We can control how hard we play. We can control how we set screens, how we execute, and how we defend. And if we do those things and control ourselves, then hopefully things will work out in our favor.
And one in regards to Boston College, I guess not that many teams run the flex probably now as much as they once did, but they still do and do it well. But is that more difficult to defend, or it's a little more structured? So is that to your advantage or not?
It's very difficult to defend, AJ. I think that any team that executes well, they're tough to defend, especially when you have people that will set screens. Screening is still, I think, one of the lost arts of a lot of teams, not just on this level, but on every level. Screening angles and things of that nature, it's lost for a lot of ball clubs. So, but this team here, they do a great job, and they keep it tight, and they force you to defend. They're going to turn it over and roll it over and over, and force you to stay in your stance and to defend until they can find one opening. Now they do have a few wrinkles that they run out of it, that they open it up a little, but they're still running the flex, and they get into it a different way, or they'll break it off and open up that middle to try to get a cut. But eventually they get right back to it. So they do a great job of it, and it's as they say, it's their baby, and they do it well, and they challenge people to defend it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else on anything?
Okay. Thank you.